Guys, this Fiat Spider has been my daily driver in LA for, I don't know, a long time, like 10 years. I had a Tesla for a little while, but really this is my daily. And I learned to drive in this car when I was like 14, back really, I think about the same time I started racing go-karts. Um, anyway, I like 3 years ago, I decided it was too practical for me. So that's when I embarked on building that car, did bare metal restoration for that Alfa, which I was building into like a canyon car, track car, which it's really great at, but it didn't take long for me to decide that that's also too practical for me. And now it's kind of becoming a race car. It's still street legal, but I want to show you everything involved with making it go from like a high performance canyon car, track car, to a legal vintage or historic race car. Since we're standing here at the back of the car, this was one of the first things I did to make it a competitive and legal race car. They're lightweight Panasport wheels that I got used, found them thanks to Anthony at Santos, and these are class legal Hoosier TDR tires. It's actually unbelievable how much lighter these are than the replica GTA street wheels and tires that I have on the car. And as with every single thing with this car, it was not as straightforward as just buying these wheels. I had to get a shorter headed bolt for the lower hub, lower control arm bolt for them to clear. And then I had to get them rebalanced to get the weights in a place where they would clear. So anyway, it was some work, but they're ready to run now. And I run them at the track. I had installed this battery master from the initial build. So I was planning on putting it there and have that wired accordingly and appropriately with the ignition cut off and the separate sending the alternator to ground. It's all wired up as per spec, and it's an FIA switch. But I did not initially put in fire suppression. So that's in now. There's the bottle, and it's set up to be class legal for all the historic racing I'm doing. With an accessible pull here, a nozzle right there under the dash, and another spray nozzle here in the engine bay. One thing that's not in the car yet is a fuel cell. I have a unit from Fuel Safe being made. It's gonna go here. The tank's gonna go, but that is yet to be done because I'm waiting on that fuel cell to be made. In racing, you're really wringing the engine out, so it's important to get accurate data on that engine. And one big aspect of that is having an accurate tach. So as part of my conversion to more of a race car, I installed this stack tach. It's a really great motorsports tach, has a max recall and does a replay function and all sorts of stuff, but most importantly, it's accurate. And while we're in here, another thing I did was install a data system. So it's all under the dash. The only evidence of it in the car is that data switch. And the data I went with is just a Racebox Micro, syncs with the phone and also syncs with in-car camera footage to give me basic telemetry. I get a G meter, sector times, I can see my racing lines, lap times obviously, predictive lap times. So that's perhaps the most important non-safety related item I did, because that's going to help me improve my driving. I'll be able to get that data live and see where I'm losing and gaining time. Also been playing with the gas pedal positioning to make it set it up perfect for heel toe, but that's something I would do regardless, but just something I thought I'd note. I had originally built this car to be as light as I could make it, so there wasn't a whole lot of weight savings to do. That passenger seat comes out real easily, and I'll take that out for racing. I have a camera mount there to get onboard footage, but as you can see, the car was already pretty stripped out. So not a whole lot to change there. Had to do a few little things in the engine bay. I switched the car over to be water cooled. Doesn't run any coolant. Coolant is generally not legal at racetracks and certainly not in racing. So it's just RO water with water wetter and obviously an overflow tank there. And on this side, I fabbed up this oil catch can. Sits in a pocket right there, meets the volume requirements necessary for all the sanctioning bodies, and catches any blow-by, which hopefully I don't really have any. Roman Tucker built this engine for me and just couldn't be happier with it. If you look back, I have some videos at the dyno, and it's really making power that we were all surprised by and very happy with. There's a few things in here that aren't necessary for racing. I have a fan on the radiator and also horns. I probably won't take those out. It's a lot of work to take out and put back in, and they really don't add much weight. That's an aluminum radiator from OKP, so saving weight there. And as you can see, there's nothing here that we don't need. Something I already had on the car is the dual circuit master cylinders for brakes. I have an adjustable bias. You probably saw it in the dash. And that's obviously very useful for performance driving, brake feel. I run Fedora DS3000 pads. And that's it in the engine bay as far as changes. Another big focus I've had as I learn about this car and start to learn about putting it on a racing program is making it efficient for me to nut and bolt the car, so to speak, between sessions, before and after track days, everything like that. So as an example, I've paint markered critical nuts and bolts all over the car: suspension, steering components, drivetrain components, everything like that. So that allows me to have a quick visual to see if anything moved without necessarily having to get a wrench or a socket on everything. You guys have seen my videos probably on my alignment tools I made, but that's another thing I did for racing, specifically for those tires. I have racing alignment in the car as far as caster, camber, toe. And a few other things to note. I have the battery master and fire labeling decals there. I also now have an FIA legal padding on the roll cage, full 6-point roll cage. And these are legal saw belt 6-point belts. So we're really about ready to go. There's a lot of things on this car that were done initially that's working in my favor to be a competitive car. All these are plastic Lexan windows, except for the front windshield for safety is glass, but this is all plastic. So like I said, I built the car to be as light as I can. We have extra plates in the limited slip diff for a bit of extra locking. And I've made a video on the suspension setup and stuff like that, so go back if you guys are interested in specifics there. But that's my Alfa, ready to go. We're testing at Willow Springs, Big Willow, on Friday, so look for a video on that, and I'll chat with you guys soon. Thanks.